Students, very good afternoon to all. Today we are going to discuss about the one of the important and interesting case study topic, that is hydropower plant based case study topic. So why we need to discuss about this particularly hydropower plant is we have the plenty of water resource in our country, majority of water resource being efficiently used, and we are studying the renewable energy subject. Especially we want to know what is an hydropower plant, why it is that much important than any other types of renewable energy source. In that hydropower plant we have hundreds and hundreds of hydropower plant all over our country. We going to discuss which is the biggest hydropower plant in our country, what is its capacity, when it is constructed. So one thing we want to know is a hydropower plant is nothing but an artificial water storage system which is mainly used for water management system and also to produce the electricity with that. If we are storing the water, then we have to deploy some places. For that the ecological imbalance will occur and people have to migrate their places. So many challenges are there in constructing of the hydropower plant. So with that insight, we are going to discuss the case study topic of hydropower plant. It's over to you guys. Thank you.
Sir, good morning to all. I will tell about the largest hydropower plant located in India. The largest hydropower plant located in India is the Koina hydroelectric project in Maharashtra. It is located in the Satara district in the Maharashtra, the regions of the Western Ghats. It has 4 stages with the main dam which is constructed across the river called the Koina River.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. I'm here to tell about the capacity of the biggest hydropower plant. The installed capacity is 9,960 megawatts. There are 4 stages in that capacity. The first stage is 880 megawatts. It's commenced in 1964, and stage 2 is 300 megawatts. It is in 1972. The stage 3 is 320 megawatts in 1976, and stage 4 is 520 megawatts in 2000 and still now.
I talk about the Maharashtra hydropower plant in the area. I am talking about the location of and specification, and the nearest town of the Maharashtra it is located, and the geographical region is known as Western Ghats, and coordinates is approximately to build across the river. Reservoir, the lake of reservoir is 15 kilometer to the upstream. The elevation of about the dam is known as 700 to 800 meters above the sea level, and the surroundings of the hydropower dams is enclosed by the dense forest and the river. The climate is located heavy monsoon rain, and infrastructure is underground the large area of construction of the dams.
I have tell about the construction period of biggest hydropower plant in India. It was Koina hydropower power plant in Maharashtra. So it has 4 stages. The first stage was built in 1954 to 1964 with 320 megawatts of capacity, and stage 2 was followed by 1964 to 1972 with 320 of adding of 320 of megawatts capacity, and stage 3 was built in 1970 to 1918 with the adding of 520 megawatts of capacity, and final stage of stage 4 was built in 1999 and 2011 with 1000 megawatts of capacity, and totally it was built in 57 years to complete the entire construction. So it was the biggest hydropower plant in India.
Good morning to all. The main advantage of this power plant is hydropower plant does not produce air pollution and uses flowing water as a resource. It is a natural and never-ending resource. The electricity produced from the hydropower plant is steady and we can increase and decrease as we need, and it is also cost effective in a long run, and it is also contribute to flood control and irrigation. When comparing with the solar power plant, the drawback of solar power plant is it does not work well in cloudy conditions, and it requires a large initial cost and land areas to install the solar power plants, and it's also hard to recycle old solar panels. When in wind power plant does not work well in low wind streaks, and it is very noisy, and it also requires high build cost, and it work well only when the wind is strong locations. Thank you.
Students, we came to end of the case study discussion. We discussed about the biggest hydropower plant, when it was constructed, what are all the stages in the construction period, and what is the cost, what is the capacity, and what are all the challenges and what are all the advantages related to hydropower plant has been discussed in this case study video. So apart from that, we have to know one thing, that the hydropower plant is capable of giving power to the grid is in a range of less than 10 minutes. Once you open the sluice gates and penstocks water flow, when it hits the turbine, immediately the power generation happens. So this is one of the fastest way of power generation to meet out the demand. So TNEB people will always have this hydropower plant as an backup power. Whenever the demand shoots up, they ask the dam people to open the reservoir. Once the dam is open, automatically the turbines will rotate, the power will be generated within a fraction of 5 to 10 minutes, so the demand will be satisfied. So we should know why the power plants are deployed, for what purpose, and some power plants will take some time to come into an action. If it is an thermal power plant, it will take 1 week time. If it is a nuclear, it will also take 1 week time for come into action. But the hydro power plant is a very fastest one. That is why it is highly preferred. But one of the biggest drawback is it is a seasonal one. When the water available, then we can use the hydro power plant. If not, we can't able to use the hydro power plant. So thank you for your active participation in this case study discussion. We will be discussing another case study topic in the upcoming video. Thank you.